Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Heroes of Absalom, brought to you by Three Kobolds Gaming, where we play Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
That we do sometimes.
Yeah. They did a weird order on my intro there. Threw me off. How's everybody doing? It's been a little bit since we've had a chance to mess around in Golarion. How's everybody?
Doing okay.
I am feeling well rested from that extra hour we got today.
Oh yeah.
Come off it.
Bro.
Daylight savings is a mistake. Should be abolished.
Well, this is the last.
No, it's not. The House didn't pass the bill.
No, wait. I thought it was.
The Senate passed it. House did not.
Oh, that's news to me.
I know. I was excited too, and then my dreams also got crushed.
I got into a very large argument with many of our friends who I was trying to tell them that they canceled daylight savings time, and they all said, "I'm pretty sure that didn't happen," and we got very heated about it, and then I was proved wrong.
Oh.
And then my only response was, that's interesting.
Huh.
I thought.
Our country clearly has its priorities straight.
At least we get an extra hour.
Any
Right.
daylight savings believers in the chat, you guys can just leave whenever you like.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. I'm not gonna lie.
It's good.
Yeah, Benjamin Franklin can go die.
But Ben,
Again.
if we didn't have daylight savings, what are you going to do on your farm when winter rolls around and you have extra daylight?
Cry myself to sleep, I guess.
Yeah, I actually was not aware of the fact that it had not been. I just assumed that it was done and that we were over this whole farce, but
Nope.
apparently not. Well,
We could only be so lucky.
I'm excited for this week. I feel like when we take a week off, we come back with all of our dumb ideas that we had from last week, like saved up, and so we get like double the bad decisions and dumb ideas out of the way.
Yeah.
and since it's
That's
been
the way to roll.
2
We
weeks,
get like way too antsy and reckless, and then we just like throw our bodies away.
since it's been 2 weeks, it's multiplicative, so you're actually going to be 4 times more.
Yeah,
dumb
we're gonna
I
ideas.
feel
be
that.
insufferable. Yeah.
Because I forget all the things we talk about and like all the things we learn not to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Falls right out of my head. No learning going on up here.
Never was.
You
never
guys
has been.
retain information? What?
How do you do that?
So,
Teach me your ways.
I can't. I never learned it.
to bring it back, oh, I'm getting echo off of somebody. Is that okay? We're good now. So, oh no, we're not good. Good lord.
I muted
Anyways,
myself. Totally me.
recap. You all are in the midst of attempting a heist, a very important heist because it is pertaining to an object given by one of the members of the Twilight Four, this shadowy cabal of figures who worship Norgorber in the undercity of Absalom and are engaged in some pretty not okay things, namely bloodshed, murder, serial killings, body horror and torture,
Yum.
blood rituals and sacrifices. Some pretty not cool stuff. So you guys are like, hey,
Stop.
maybe get them to not do that. You defeated one of the members, but prior to their passing, they gave a clockwork device filled with some strange alchemical to a gang member to be held onto, to be kept safe until the time when they requested it back. This gang member stashes the device in a vault in this casino. And then promptly, every member of that gang proceeds to get kicked out of the casino and not allowed back. Which means that in order to get said item, you have to sneak in, steal the key, get to the vault, open the vault, and then get out without raising notice. So, you all attend a gala when the casino, the Lucky Nimbus, is to be packed full of people. And you do your preparations. Oski gets a job as a server in the kitchen. You scout out the
Oh, real
various
well.
locations and prepare for the night of the gala. Get there. You make your bids as the customary kind of entrance fee of the gala. You make bids on the silent auction, seeing a number of interesting
more than
items. You all fend off an attack by some strange creatures, some strange shadowy creatures that attempted to assassinate Gage during the gala in front of everybody.
Allegedly.
No, they definitely shot him. They definitely tried to kill him, and you guys stopped them. As thanks, Gage, Carlisle gives you VIP access and gives Oski the rest of the night off to enjoy the festivities. And you all make your way upstairs, where Twinkletoes is now seated with a member of Absalom's lower council, a woman by the name of Venla Sorolla, who happens to be on the low council of the Ivy District, when approached by Gage. And that is where we will pick up. So, to take everybody back to the map. Good. I actually had everything set up. Good. Well done, Will. Let's pull you down here. I don't know why Twinkletoes is sleepy, but there you
She's
go.
so sleepy. It's a very, very long night.
And
I think that's from when I got hit with the ray of enfeeblement.
you would no longer be enfeebled.
Oh, dope.
But you're still very sleepy.
Still quite sleepy.
There's only one of you. Stop that. Gage is currently hunted by Kashak. So
I'm hunting him.
that's a fun little tidbit for those of you keeping track of hunted targets.
I know who you are out there. I got my bot that I coded to track my hunted target.
Yeah, we'll get a Twitter account that just tweets out new hunted targets by type.
Did we go over that Bastard lost all of his money again? For a second time?
For the second
I missed
time.
that in the recap. Yeah.
Bastro gambled with some of
Able to house money.
with the house money, yeah. That he, what is that feat that you have?
Shameless request.
Shameless request. You shamelessly requested Gage to give
Yes.
you money to gamble with.
Show your belly. I think is the
He
feat.
made it right back.
And then
Expose that you're
you lost
not a.
it. And Twinkletoes threw salt into the wound by telling Gage that you blew through your allowance for the week, I believe was the words that she used.
That is exactly what I said. Thank you.
So, Twinkletoes, you are in the middle of this conversation with Venla, who also looks somewhat uncomfortable in the high society party, especially the VIP room that's up here. It's clear that she has presence and poise. You actually recognize the name. She was a bard, a previous adventurer, known as the Battling Belle of Westgate.
The Battling Belle of Westgate. Oh,
Yes.
that's hot.
But her adventuring career ended some 20 years ago when she settled down and began to take up interest in local politics. She ran a theater in the Ivy District for nearly a decade and then moved back to Westgate. She's actually in the Westgate lower council, not the Ivy District lower council. So that's my mistake. But
Okay.
as you are having this conversation, Gage Carlisle once again approaches you all. You can tell that he's been making his way around the room, and he seems to be intent on approaching Venla at this point in time. But as he approaches, he says, Miss Hammerman. Mrs. Hammerman, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you, Mr. Gage?
I'm doing fantastic, thank you. Are the amenities up here? How are you finding everything? Well,
Oh,
and you see
quite
that
lovely. I was just getting to meet the wonderful Belle of Westgate and hearing a bit more about her story. It's such an honor.
and he like motions over at one of the bartenders, and they bring over like a fresh bottle of very nice Keonan wine. Pours out a glass for the two of you. Gage looks to you, Twinkle Toes, and says, I do apologize. I was hoping to speak with Miss Sorolla, but if you wish to speak further, maybe take one of the private rooms. I'd like to properly thank you and your husband and house guard, as well as my staff member who all assisted in the attack earlier. So please
He's
take
such
one
a
of the.
charming gentleman, isn't he? Yes. Well, Miss Sorolla, it was lovely to meet you. Perhaps we'll speak again later?
Oh yes, of course. Thanks. And she turns to. She like takes a sip on the drink and turns to Gage.
I go over to Bastro and grab his tailcoat and start dragging him towards one of the rooms away from the gambling tables.
I follow.
Just looking on wistfully at the games you can't afford to enter anymore.
I do want to
Wait.
try to
Which room? South?
read the lips of the conversation that they're having.
Sure. Roll a perception check.
That's a great
Alright.
feat.
Do you have a lip reading feat?
I thought I did. That
That's
might be
it.
something I'm planning on taking later.
Yeah, it is an actual feat. Like a
Yeah.
skill feat.
Yeah, read lips is a first level
Society.
feat. Oh,
I have double speak, I have glean contents, I have hyphen numbers. I do not have read lips, unfortunately. I do have untrained improvisation though.
it's actually a society check, not a perception check.
Ew, okay.
That's
No,
that's
19?
19.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, without the specific training, you're not making too much out specifically. You, yeah, as you're like following the face, you can really only see, like Gage's face, where he's facing Sorolla. Sorolla's facing away from you, and you see that you might hear like bits of the conversation, but you're not making out a lot. They're like laughing, chuckling, sipping, and you think, I gotta spend a little more time looking into this. This would be it's something I should look into, figure out how to do this more, because you're just not quite able to pick out anything of interest.
Okay. Okay.
Kashak, what are you doing during this time?
He's arriving at the upper level, I think, having had that very interesting encounter with Eric Nesh, where they brought up his item that he'd been carrying around, and they had a little bit of a discourse. I think he's still a little rattled by this, and I think he's gonna take sort of a once-over. I guess we did take a once-over already of the upper level.
Yes.
And I think as part of that, he'll sneak into this like bathrooms section, these like toilets over here, just to scope out what's going on over there. And then I think he will actually
Into the bathroom?
sneak into the bathrooms more
Wants to make sure
conspicuously
nobody
than
sees
if
him.
he just He's actually way more conspicuous than if he had just walked in there. But he will sneak into the bathrooms and enter a stall, and I think he will pull out this stone. The advice was like, have you really looked into it? So I think he'll start to gaze longingly and lovingly into the stone that he found on a rooftop so many weeks ago.
What are you doing with it as you're examining it?
I think he'll hold it in like two claws, like a thumb and a finger claw, and he's just like turning it over, much like my good friend Emily Grace is doing. And he's kind of like a prospector almost, and he's kind of holding it then in his paw and his clawed hand, and then turning it over with another claw and just sort of flipping it around, looking for any imperfections or anything different about it that he might be able to find.
Mm-hmm. As you are gazing into it, roll me a perception check.
Perception?
Yes.
Oops. Oh,
It makes you massive.
what about a natural 20 for a 41?
Good
Oh my
Lord.
goodness.
I've never looked so good at something.
As you're looking into it, do you hold it up to your left or your right eye?
Kashak is right eye dominant. He would hold up to his right eye.
Right eye dominant. I just love the idea that you're like holding it slightly off to the side of your face to examine
What's
it.
this?
I mean, because like alligators and crocodiles have like pseudo front-facing eyes, right? But he'd still have to like.
He's got to go all the way around the other side.
Yeah. So I was double checking the
The artwork.
artwork to see how your face was arranged, because it's been a while since I've actually just looked at Kashak.
You're missing out, bud.
41. Wow. So you're like holding it up, you're like spinning it, and as you're handling it, as you're maneuvering it, you notice that like flecks and chips of the debris and rock encircling the gem have begun to kind of fall away or get rubbed off in the time since you picked it up. The stone itself has become gradually more revealed. The gem itself has become gradually more revealed. And you see that it's like this strange, opaque, like bluish purple color to it. And as you're staring at it, you're holding it up, you see this like faint flicker, almost like a spark of electricity that just almost imperceptibly, with that critical success, like runs along the very inside of the gem. And as you draw it, you maybe look a little bit closer. You feel it just slip out of your claws. And you like blink as this object just begins to race towards your face. And the gem itself, you feel rock falling down the side of your face as it covers over your eye almost perfectly.
What?
And you
What?
blink a few times as the gem, opaque gem layer just begins to clarify. And as you look down and around you, you just see these faint outlines of like red and green and blue outlining the surfaces of the various objects in the room that you're sitting in. Like the porcelain under you seems this very faint, cool blue color, whereas like the door is almost black to the stall. But you notice like where your handprint,
colorblind before this.
where your handprint had touched the doorknob, you like see this distinct outline of your handprint in like red outlined in orange, outlined in yellow.
Do you have heat vision?
I'm assuming that's what you chose, right, Jack?
I did choose that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
There's something going on here.
And then it begins to fade. You haven't actually activated the once per hour or whatever it is.
I think it's
What
once
is-
per day. So
What is
Once per
this?
day.
Yeah, wait. Do share.
That is a good question. What is it?
in due time. In due time. In due time.
Oh
is
my
his
God.
does his eye look different, or is he like
Um,
gem eye, or is
Yeah,
he
you
like-
look at the mirror and you see this like. It's almost as if your eye, the gem has covered over it in a facsimile of your eye. It's like a perfect, and you see like bits of stone shard and dirt like on the ground next to you that had been shaved off of it for it to cover over your eye.
he looks the same to outside viewers.
Yeah, you look exactly the
Yeah.
same except you have a bluish purple, like solid bluish purple crystalline gem eye. Almost like a fake eye.
Oh, that's upsetting because people at this party have seen me with not this eye, and now I have a new eye.
Ah, you'll be fine.
Only a couple people close to you will notice.
So on.
Does he have like? I don't know if he has anything that would cover it. He's gonna kind of freak out a little bit, obviously, and
Put the goggles
he'll pick up the dirt and the stone that was left behind and maybe stuff it in a pocket. Yeah, I think he is gonna like stick the goggles on and just pray that nobody looks too close. And then he will sort of walk out and start to look around a little bit more, and he'll see. What is he? Are his friends like in the room currently?
Yeah. So I believe as you're walking out, you see Twinkletoes and Bastro like walking into this private room over here.
Oski's at the bar drinking a drink and he looks very uncomfortable. Oski, I think that was what I said last time. Is that like the first thing he does is he doesn't really know what to do, so he just walked to the bar and tried to fit in and is definitely not fitting in.
Sure. Twinkletoes and Bastro, as you walk into this room, again, it's like a private room, 2 nice couches. There's like a variety of finger food, like snack trays on this table with the 5 seats around it. And you look out, this entire western wall is just windows, like out over the main casino floor. So as you're sitting there, you're just looking out over the entire party as it's happening below you. It's very intriguing. You were able to just, pick out the heads of individuals you've seen before. You can like watch as guards make rounds through the casino floor, watching overhead gambling. It's very, any of those of you who are into people watching, it's like a people watching dream come true.
For sure. I think I asked this last time, but is there anybody out there that I recognize?
Recognize in what sense? Like have seen before?
These are people that that what's his face would have me deliver mail to back in the day.
Sure. Roll a roll a search, like a perception, I guess.
Okay. Ooh, natty 18 for a 34.
34. You're fairly confident that nobody you used to curry for is here. You get a good look at all of the people in the VIP room. There don't seem to be too many people if any, high ups from the docks in this area. Again, it seems to be predominantly visitors to Absalom. It does not seem to be. It's like 75-25 foreigners to Absalonians. So a lot of the people here, you know, you're just like, yeah, there's no way I would have delivered to them.
Okay.
I think once Kashak has clocked a lot of the stuff that's going on in the main room with his friends, he's going to walk over to the bar and get a drink, and then try to make his way to the table that has Gage. I don't know if he's by himself or if he's with other people, but he'll just kind of start to saunter over to his table a little bit.
You see that Gage is currently engaged with a short woman.
Oh my god, congratulations.
In speaking with, not engaged to. I wanted to make a Gage pun. But this 40-something, 45-something human woman of smaller stature, currently discussing as you approach. They seem to be talking about essentially like a... Gage is going back and forth in a conversation about providing funding for some kind of political function in Westgate. But as you approach, Gage like sees you coming and is like, yes, sir, I'm sorry I didn't get your name earlier. I believe your masters are in the private room at the corner.
Yes, thank you. It's Frank, by the way.
Frank.
I'm sorry we couldn't get more properly introduced before.
It was a bit hectic, yes.
Yes, it was. I wanted to come over and apologize to you for perhaps the way that I was forward about your security. I did not mean to imply that you had not done your due diligence or anything else. Well, the Hammermans and I, we've been working on it, but I seem to insert myself in situations and trip over my own tongue a little bit. So I'm working on the.
It's quite all right, Frank. It's quite all right. No. Please, I see you already have a drink. Please just enjoy yourself. I'm sure that the amenities up here will be more than to your liking.
Well, it's actually the altercation that I wanted to discuss with you. It is a conversation that I wish to have separate from the Hammermans. Maybe I should sit at the bar and please take your time with her, but I'd love a moment of your time alone. Yes, of course. I understand that you have things, but I'll be here. But I would love to speak more privately. Please, ma'am, I apologize again. Me tripping over my tongue, as it were. And he flicks out a forked lizard tongue.
She pulls out a wand of command. And
It's you! You have it! He snatches the wand of command. He wants his time when he has it, but he'll slink off to the bar and hang out.
Oski is having, if the bartender is willing to engage in a conversation, I think we cut back to Oski and he's saying, "You're telling me this is your menu up here in the VIP section? There's almost nothing on here that would be delicious in any way for folks who have, any experience in the world." Look. I think I know the perfect way to improve this. Look, who makes the menu? Who can I speak to about this? Perfect. Well, you know what? Let me try something out on you. I'm gonna bring something up, and you'll be trust me, this will work. It will improve everything. You'll get better tips. It'll be better. It'll liven up the atmosphere. Everything will be better. Oh, trust me, I'm aware, and he's still wearing his uniform, isn't he? Like, doesn't he still have on like the smock or whatever?
Or, like,
Oh, that's right. That's right. That's right.
With the
Yeah,
shield on your back.
The 4XL. Yeah, and I've got a shield on my back. That's right. I think also he like sees or Kashak. Are you at the other bar or are you at the center one?
he's at the other one. He's up there, like the right. He's way to the right, about like 15
Oh, okay,
feet from
never mind.
Gage, who's between the bars.
How long has it been since I've been doing this cassoulet nonsense? Like, is the dish going to be ready? I don't
No,
think so, right?
she was saying that the cassoulet would be ready like right before the announcement of the silent auction, which was like the last thing of the night.
Sure. Okay. Well, then he'll just continue sort of
Normally
talking to this
takes like 8
bouncer.
hours to make cassoulet.
He'll just continue talking to this bouncer. I think he's seen the rest of his party sort of get, like, I'll be with you in a second from Gage, so he sort of is just biding his time sitting at the bar.
All right. So about another 5 minutes passes. They have this conversation, and eventually Gage, makes a practiced exit from the conversation as he shifts his way and his attention over to Kashak. Frank, what can I do for you?
Yes, thank you so much, Gage, for your time, Mr. Gage, if you prefer.
Gage
I
is
wanted
fine.
to speak to you, Gage, about potentially joining on to your service here at the casino. I'm sure you've seen that the Hammermans are disorganized at very least. There seems to be some money problems with Jonathan, and well, Lucille doesn't seem to have a great handle on her pocketbook either. So I'm concerned about the cash flow remaining on their payroll.
Well, I'm terribly sorry to hear of the issues that your employers face. Certainly, we might be able to discuss. I just have 2 new openings, unfortunately, in my
Did you?
my staff.
Big
So,
Ouch.
now he says this with a little bit more of a gravity.
Somber tone.
Yeah. I can't stop laughing at Jonathan.
Jonathan.
I would love an opportunity to prove my skills to you more so than I had in that situation.
Sure, yes. Absolutely. I think there's very little else that we would need to see, considering you're clearly skilled.
I do think there is perhaps one thing you have not seen yet, and he will start to take the hosteling statuette off of his neck that holds Shithra. And it's like a little, I think it's stone figurine of a monitor lizard in like this raring pose. Have you ever heard of a hosteling statuette, Gage?
Can't say I'm familiar, no, but that is a beautiful piece of art.
It is, but it is much more than that. If you would give me permission, I think this actually might be quite an entertaining thing for your guests here today.
I'm intrigued. Go ahead.
Please, come with me. And he will walk over to this kind of open area where there don't seem to be tables.
Uh-huh.
He'll beckon Gage to come with him, and he kind of looks at Oski like,
Hey, watch this.
check this shit out. Yeah.
And Oski just gives like this wide-eyed look at Kashak of like the fuck, dude? Like,
What are you
And he
doing?
puts his head down, and he turns sideways, keeps looking.
Gage tells people to clear a space for you. Is this big enough? And he gets you like a 15 by 10 like space.
It should be just big enough, thank you. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to see, and he's putting on like every ounce of his Barnum and Bailey that he's got. He's not a very charismatic guy, but ladies and gentlemen, what you are about to see is fully under my control, and You guys should not fear. Unless, of course, you smell too much like beef, which could be a problem.
Oski actually smells
Distinctly
significantly
of
like beef right now because
He
of his prep
will-
work for the cassoulet.
He will take the Hostling statuette, and he will kind of like whisper something into it in Iruxi just to like seem like some kind of mystic. And then he will very lightly toss it underhand, and as it hits like this point right here, so comes another Oski.
How did that
Sheathra.
happen? How did we get another Oski? What? I'm so confused. Sheathra is still large, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and there's this like gasp from the people who have encircled. You hear like watches like one woman faints in the corner, and a couple of the bouncers like pull clubs out from their belts, and there's like this audible gasp, and Gates just starts chuckling. He's like, "This is quite the trick that you have, Frank. You say this creature is under your control."
I don't know if I've shared this yet, but one of Kashak's, like, I think it was his feat that he took, or something about his. It was my 9th level ancestry feat. Is reptile speaker, so I can speak to reptiles. I can ask questions of, receive answers from, and like use diplomacy to negotiate with them and
Okay.
Oh my god, wait, I love
converse.
that.
Fellow animal speaker.
So
At the sound of all the gasps, I poke my head out of the door and I say, "Oh, Jonathan! Frank brought his cousin."
Savage.
and he will, in Iruxi, say something to the effect of, "All right, Sheathra, we're just gonna have to play along here. I know you're gonna be confused, but just follow my lead." And he commands her to like stand up on 2 legs, like this, and like put her claws out,
Uh-huh.
and then for her to stand on her front legs and put her back legs up and like turn her tail over.
Roll an acrobatics for Sheathra for me,
Oh, absolutely.
or performance if you have performance.
She is not trained in performance. She is trained in acrobatics.
Okay.
That is a 22.
22. So like, there's a little bit of wobbling. Maybe Sheathra is trying really hard not to tail whip somebody in the face because of the small confines of this space. So, you know, she gets up on the back legs and the forked tongue just flicks out, and her claws and front paws kind of scratch at the air, and then she pops back forward, and the tail starts doing like a little helicopter above her as she stands on her front paws. Wobbles, almost falls over, but manages to catch herself, and you know, you just get polite claps begin to go out, and
Yeah, that's great. And I think that at this point, Kashak will come over. He knows that TT and Bastard are in here, and he'll kind of come over to the open door. Miss Hammerman, I know that you like this next trick the most. Perhaps you could come out and supervise.
Oh, yes, absolutely. I'll come over here and stand right next to Gage.
Astral will whisper to Finkeltoes, "What's wrong with his eye?"
Y'all have so many questions.
he's got purple eye.
Got a fleck in it or something?
Something, I think.
Kashak will command Sheathra to do a front flip, but what he says in Iruxi is, as you're coming down, be sure to knock over that man with your tail.
You want me to hit this guy right here?
Why do all animals have Philly eyes?
I hate you so much. Yes, the man we don't know. Yes, him.
All right. He looks like kind of a putz, so you know.
Should be an easy knockover then.
Can't say I won't hurt him.
That's
And-
not of my concern.
So, describe to me again what you want her to do.
I want her to do a front, flip,
right? Okay.
but I want her to be sure to hit him with her tail.
And so she's like, you know, I haven't actually done a front flip before. I need you to roll me in acrobatics.
I'd be happy to do that for you, even though it's you doing the acrobatics.
I'm not gonna roll dice for you, okay?
It's a 19 on the acro.
Okay. Which lends perfectly into, so she stands back up on the hind legs, and then lizards of this size, especially not well known for their jumping capability, does kind of just like a little hop, tucks forward, and then the tail just goes flinging out at Gage.
Do you want an athletics for like a knockdown or?
No, I'm rolling a reflex save for
Okay.
Gage, which is gonna fail the standard DC for your level. So Gage is knocked onto the ground, and you see now that like a few more of the bouncers, Gage like hits the deck. A few more of the bouncers get up close, like checking, asking, but they can't get like right up next to him just because of the press of all of the people.
Yeah.
Is immediately around. Again, another audible gasp. Just like, oh my gosh, is he okay? Is he okay? And like whispers and gasps go out through the onlookers. Twinkle Toes, what are you doing?
Goodness, Mr. Carlisle, you're supposed to jump when she lands. And I go to pick him up, and I'm gonna try to swipe the key.
Okay. I need you to roll a very important. Where is it?
Thievery.
Thievery. Yes.
That is going
I-
to be
Is
A
there any
34?
way to I could roll to aid in some manner? Would I have to roll thievery also, or could I aid in a different capacity?
Oh, you could roll deception.
You could roll in a different capacity. You just have to justify how you're helping in a different capacity.
Yeah.
Astro would definitely roll deception. He would be causing a commotion.
A Komokan.
A commotion.
What's the word? I can't even think of it anymore.
motion.
Commotion.
A commotion. He would be causing commotion, trying to mislead the guards to anywhere other than where
Ramp up the crowd,
Gage is.
freaking out. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll roll that.
Go ahead and roll that
I have an
deception.
idea then. Yeah, after Baster, I have an idea.
So Twinkle Toes, you got a 34?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Want to hear what
So-
everyone else is doing during this time, and then we'll talk about
I
what
got
happens.
I got 25. Bastardo's flailing his arms around like, oh my goodness, he fell down. Oh my god, he's over there, and he's like pointing at every direction other than where he actually is.
And can I do the cartoon thing where they like shrivel up and then point out in all directions, like all
Yeah.
straight?
He's like, oh, he's.
Everybody actively looks away from Bastro at his moving antenna. Oski, what are you doing during this?
So I'd like to make a case to roll athletics because Oski was like right there. So I think once he saw Shithra knock him over, Oski wants to go to like grab Gage, but I think what he's trying to do is like make it so that Gage is like he is feeling Oski and not Twinkle Toes. Because Oski is forcefully touching and like he's basically trying to distract Gage.
Way
So
more
that Gage is feeling
obvious.
Oski, his hands, not Twinkle Toes.
Sure, roll an athletics for me.
Good roll. That's a 31.
Okay.
So I believe that's a +2.
You all have successfully earned the 3 infiltration points that you needed to steal the key. So,
Hero point to Kashak, I think, for that.
this, sure,
take
I'll
that
give
0
hero
point.
points to Jack for that. That was a really good idea.
Yeah.
Shithra, like, stumbles forward. The tail hits out the legs from under Gage. Immediately, Oski, like, grabs him under and, like, sets him down and, like, is patting him to make sure he's okay. Basro is, like, arms flailing, going crazy, trying to hype out the crowd. And meanwhile, the entire time, Twinkle Toes just slides right up next to him, puts one hand on the shoulder, oh my gosh, Gage, are you okay? While the other hand just slips into that vest pocket and with pinpoint precision unclasps the chain from the key, slips it into her sleeve. And what do you do then?
I pull on his jacket to like help him back up.
Yeah, so between the two of you, Oski and Twinkle Toes, Gage is lifted back up and he just says, Frank, and he's like rubbing his shin. I would very much appreciate it if you removed the lizard from the premises.
Yeah, put your cousin away.
Gage, I'm so sorry. Apologies. And he will take the 2 actions to put her back in the statue, but he'll kind of like look at her and say something like, "You're the best friend I could ever ask for. Thank you."
Hey, you're like a brother to me, dude.
Soup, 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 soup. She slurps back away.
I love you, cuz.
Slurps. Gage, I want to sincerely apologize. That's never happened before. She's usually much more. I think being in the statue for so long.
Don't worry about it. Just please don't bring her out again.
Of course, she'll stay away. I hope this won't hurt our conversation from before.
No, just give me a moment. I'm going to run up to my suite.
What were you thinking about before?
Please, just give me some time. I'll be back down, and
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna go change and find someone to look over this. Thank you. Please, just enjoy. And you see that he begins making his way with 2 of his guards to this door here.
Does he look injured? Like actually hurt?
He looks like he's limping a bit. Yeah. He's like playing it off as best he can.
He's not bleeding or anything. Like
No. He says, "I'm gonna go, to my room and change." And
okay.
basically,
Shit,
you
isn't
guys wouldn't see this, but if you clock him opening the door, there's like the side hallway, and then if you listen really hard, you hear the sounds of feet clumping on steps going up above you as he
Oh.
exits.
But he ascends, not descends.
Correct.
Interesting.
One of the bouncers does stay back at this door.
Without outright saying it, I do say to the others that I have the key, but I am using my double speak feat, so they understand, but nobody else does.
Yeah, that's such a cool
Oh,
feat. I love
sweet.
that.
Great feat.
Cool.
Okay, the birds on the nest understood. I know exactly what you mean.
Um,
Oh, Peter's
Then-
right here. What are you talking about?
So what do you have then? I imagine we only have a few minutes before he finds out something's wrong and comes after us.
Want me to run down there? I can get in there invisible, but I remember
are you able to turn other people invisible?
unfortunately no.
Oh, is it an innate thing? Got it. Damn.
Innate is always self-cast.
It's a focus spell that can only be applied to myself. I
No,
can't make it.
It's not
I can't.
invisibility.
Yeah, it's not the actual spell invisible.
If only you
Hmm.
had
Greater
somebody with
cons-
more than 4 spell slots.
The greater concern is getting even close to the door. You'll meet significant resistance.
I mean, I was down near the vault before. There was not a lot of guards I saw. I didn't see exactly in the vault area. I just knew it was down the hall. As long as we can get from the main floor, if we can get behind the area where they hand out chips and make deposits and whatever, we should be good to go. But it might.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oski, how much money do you have?
After this rather expensive drink I've just purchased, I have 13 gold and 5 copper.
I wonder if you and I might go purchase some chips to provide a boisterous distraction from the chip dealers.
I purchased how many? I think I purchased 10 gold or 20 gold worth of chips.
I believe it was 10.
Okay.
But if you do get chips, please mark down separately that you have 10 gold's worth of casino
Yes.
chips or whatever it is.
Yeah, I'll just spend the money from my wallet and then remember that I have it.
Yes.
Hishak, if we want to try to provide a distraction for maybe Twinkletoes and Bastro to sneak down there, I do have an ability for us to be rather loud if we need to in a pinch to cause we could maybe get in a fight over chips. Maybe we both
That's
buy
good.
at the same time, and then you hit me, I hit you, and we shout a bunch and attract attention, and they slip by unnoticed.
This is a grand idea, Oski. I knew I could trust you with this. So, it seems a handoff is in order from Twinkletoes to Bastro, and then we'll get into a scuffle.
Oh, handoff. Wait, what?
Aren't they both going
But-
down?
The bird, and then it. Oh, is
I think both of us should go down.
But okay.
how is Twinkle just going to be stealthy?
I think Oski and Kashak's distraction will cause all of the guards to focus on you two, which will allow Twinkletoes to get through. I really don't need much of a distraction. But I think Twinkletoes would benefit from any fight between you and Oski.
Well,
I
so
do think-
my thought is it's definitely more risky if Twinkletoes goes down, but I think 2 is better than 1. No.
I agree. I think I'm gonna hand off the key to Bastro, and just in case I don't make it down there with him.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And it actually might work
Yeah.
if you if there's one guard who sticks behind who catches you, he's distracted with you, and then
Yeah.
Bastard.
That actually,
Yeah,
that actually works.
The two
I like
pronged
this.
approach. Yeah, that's perfect. So I'm assuming we do that. We head downstairs and we'll walk over to the chip dealers.
Show me
Yeah,
the map
I
where you
hand
go.
off my chips to you, Kashak, also, because I'm not gonna use them, so maybe you can after you make the distraction.
I hand my chips off as well, and Astro holds out an empty hand.
Yeah, we'll come down. Which stairs are we coming down? Is it these?
It's, right here.
This one? So yeah, we'll come down these stairs here. Go across the stage. And
Astro will be like hanging out. He needs to be closer, actually. He'll be observing this very interesting statue.
What?
How interesting is it?
It's
It's
within the realm of art that Astro enjoys.
it's
which is
a nice
statues.
statue of like a genie. You see that like he's got two hands out. In one hand is a stack of coins, and the other is a stack of casino chips. It's very what's the word? Kitschy, I guess you could say. Because it's clearly a nice statue of a genie, but it's like a casino themed statue. Like if anyone has been to Arundel Mills, there's that big movie theater that is like Egyptian themed, so it's like a pyramid, and they've got like statues and stuff. It's like still, cool, but it's like kitschy at the same time.
Yeah.
Sure.
Because it's
Yeah,
like
sure.
themed or whatever. So yeah, I mean it's nice. It's a 7 out of 10 statue. If you want to go there. And we'll find out what happens with this staged fight when we come back from our break in 12 minutes. We'll be back here at 8:15. Thank you so much for joining us, and we will be back in a moment. Welcome back, everybody. There we go. So, you all are attempting to create a diversion, a fight between Oski and Kashak in order to provide a distraction for Bastro and Twinkletoes to sneak behind the counter down the hallway to the vault level.
Yes.
Yes.
Thus is the plan.
Take it away.
The best plan. Admire the statue.
So we're in the lines that are next to each other. I imagine there's a sizable line since these games are popular.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's
it's
actually
like how crowded is this area?
It actually has toned down a little bit. There's only now one teller. It seems most people who are going to cash in for chips have already done so, and it's just the occasional person going back to get more. So there's only currently one person manning the lines, and they only have like one line open at the moment. Directly around you, there's maybe a few people playing games at this table here, but they are all engrossed in their card game. The one teller behind the counter here, and then the people that are kind of milling about right now at these tables looking at the various silent auction items. You to approach what is the scheme? What are you guys doing?
Yeah, maybe as we're walking up, Kashak will turn to Oski. All right, what's the story? Do we know each other? Are we just gonna not like the cut of each other's jib, or was there an argument at the cards table?
I don't know. I think we both go and honestly purchase chips, so that way, if we're actually apprehended or anything, we show that we're honestly purchasing chips to go gamble, and that we have Gage's favor. I think.
These are like what we're looking at is like the aisles. They're like the velvet things in between the metal posts.
Yep.
Ropes, yeah.
Yeah, ropes.
Alright.
That's the word I forgot.
The velvet
alright,
things.
Yeah.
No, I think either you trip me over these ropes, or I trip you over the ropes, and then we maybe scatter our chips across the floor and start an argument.
Okay.
Do you think?
Okay. I'll spit on you if you want. I can do that.
Yeah, I can clock you across the jaw too if
Yeah,
that's
that's
gonna
good.
help.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'll step on your.
Spit on you.
I'll
Nobody
step on your toes or something. Yeah.
nobody mentions spitting. Shock's like, I'll spit on you.
I'll spit on you. I'll do it. I'm crazy.
Wild up in here.
You want to dance, pretty boy? Okay, you first or me? You're in the line that has the guy.
Okay, I'll go.
Oski will walk up to the teller.
Good evening, sir. How can I help you?
Oh yes, I would like to buy some chips, please, sir.
How much gold are you willing to pay?
What is the smallest denominator? What is the
10 gold.
I don't know.
Just
Jack,
Kashak's faith in this plan.
You
Nose diving.
you just-
Nose diving.
You just put in.
I definitely put in 20 gold. So Kashak's got 20 gold worth of chips.
Oh, but I'm not
As
gonna.
I didn't do the minimum.
I'm not gonna show that I have chips. I'm just gonna.
Yeah,
borrow
yeah.
Chips. Yeah.
Sir,
you-
you give us gold and we exchange it for an equal amount of chips.
That's why I'm here. Yes, I would like to.
I need the gold, sir. You've got to give me the gold so I can give you the chips.
he'll slam down 10 gold onto the table and say, "Yes, here are the chips I am purchasing with 10 gold."
Now he's actually gonna go and be like, I feel like something's weird here. Just give me 1 second as he goes through and counts to make sure there's actually 10 gold. Because you keep saying 10 gold.
Sir, this seems like your first human interaction ever.
Have you ever spoken to another person before, sir?
Is this your first time in literally any situation?
So he grabs it, he counts it out coin by coin. It's like, yes, this is 10 gold. Very good, sir. And he will take it back. Goes onto the desk. You hear the click of a briefcase opening, and then the like clinking of the like plastic chips, or wooden chips, I guess in this case. Click, 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 and then he puts a stack of chips in various denominations. You can see that it's about, there's like 5 1 gold chips, and then what is it, like whatever, the 5 silver, 10 5 silver chips that he gives you.
Is it possible I could have lower denomination chips? I enjoy the low stakes tables.
Sir, the minimum for tonight for any of the games is going to be 1 gold. You won't be needing any smaller chips, sir.
Perfect, thank you. Then this is exactly what I came here for.
Very good, sir.
I don't know what I'm doing. And then Oski will turn around, like, and literally just have his chips, like, in his hands, like this, like he's holding, like, you know, like holding a hot potato or something, and he'll just look at Kashak, like, okay, now what?
Kashak's gonna approach the desk and bump Oski quite hard with his shoulder, like a shoulder check.
And I think Oski is going to like fall over the ropes to his right, or to his, I guess he's turned around like this way. He's falling this way, like into the ropes. And the chips are gonna go like scattered around. And I think as Kashak bumps him, Oski's going to cast Bullhorn onto Kashak.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
What does it do?
Makes me very loud.
And then he's gonna hit the ground and like taking the rope aisle with him, and he's then gonna cast Bullhorn on himself, and then just like turn around and go, "Wait, chips! What have you? What are you're that vagabond who has the beast? Okay, get out of here, sir!"
Vagabond, you're a vagabond. I'll show you a vagabond. And he goes down to grab him by the shirt lapels and lift him up.
Everyone within 500 feet of Kashak and Oski can loudly and clearly hear this conversation now.
Mechanically. Just for reference of 500 feet, I think it's the entire building.
It's the people in the streets. The people that came in and invaded. Yeah.
Building is only 60 feet wide. So.
Yeah, so everybody in the building, plus some people outside of the building, can now loudly and clearly hear this conversation.
This is the best spell ever.
What's this guy? How's he looking? Guy behind
He's
the
like
counter.
over here now, by the way, like literally like draped in the aisle, the ropes.
You just see him like hands on the desk, massaging his temples. It's like, oh god.
I'm gonna
Twinkletoes,
quickly
Baster, what do you
flip
guys
over
do?
the counter.
Twinkletoes, roll me a stealth.
Master is going to cast Dimensional Assault, but he's not going to attack. So he's going to remain invisible right here.
That's a 30.
Oh. Does Dimensional Assault also give you invisibility, or is that a separate spell that you have to cast?
No, it's not a separate spell. It's Dimensional Assault, and I have a choice of either attacking, which is the normal focus spell, or due to my 10th level class feat, I can just choose to stay invisible and not attack, and I get the effects of an invisibility spell, which lasts for 10 minutes.
Wow.
What an incredible feat.
The feat is called Distract. No, that's the main.
Dimensional disappearance.
Yes, that's the one. Dimensional disappearance.
What an incredible feat.
It's such invisibility as a focus spell. It's so as long as you have like an opponent around you, it's so good.
Yeah, as long as you could choose not to make the strike. Yeah.
Oski is pointing in this direction where he like threw his chips, and it's like, "Look what you've done with my chips! They're all over the ground! You have silver over there, gold over here. It's all
this direction. Why would you do that?
Oh, good. You can see colors and you can communicate them effectively to me, someone who does not like you. And he picks up him up by the shirt and he starts like kind of shaking him.
I figure a reptile like yourself is colorblind, a colorblind half-wit.
A reptile. I am clearly an Iruxi, you green bastard.
You green bastard.
How am I supposed to know I'm colorblind?
I'm gonna open this door.
Can you roll a deception or like a something? One of you roll something related to
I
this
wanna
think this is
shenanigan.
performance.
I'm gonna roll intimidation on everyone else around me if I can, because Oski
Yeah.
is big, green.
Sure. Go for it.
I'm gonna roll intimidation on Oski because I'm really airing out some stuff I've meant to say for a few weeks.
Oh, if we're doing it at each other, I'll happily do that.
Yeah,
Oh, we do
let's
it.
do it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm game. What's this against? Will DC?
Yep.
Ooh, I'm cooking. That's a 30.
Oh, I am gonna hero point that because I don't want to lose this.
Is Hero pointing against his own teammate to
Wait,
demoralize
no
him?
way. Oh, I only slightly improved, but it's also a 30.
Nice. I think we both succeed then.
Both demoralize each other successfully. Yeah, so you guys are creating a significant racket. Twinkle Toes in the chaos is able to open the door and slide inside.
Hell yeah.
If you would please. Oh gosh, I need to reveal on the map. Oh, it's already
Yeah, it's already
Southwest,
revealed.
right?
Yeah, southwest.
Cool. So
Ready. He definitely just pulled that up. That was not there for me a second ago.
I'd also like to point out that the ninja icon I chose for Bastro's invisibility covers his face perfectly. And it's kind of
Nice.
makes me very happy and satisfied.
that is pretty good. Okay. So you all turn the corner to here, and you see down this hallway. What would you like to do?
Twinkle Toes, you don't see me, but you hear my voice, and you just hear. So further down the hall is where the vault is. Last time I remember there were 2 guards around the corner. It's as far as I saw. Down this hallway, and Bastro points, but obviously you don't see his hand.
Right over there.
Right over there. Right over there. The first hallway. That leads to a few doors. I think that's where they're keeping that one dark elvish prisoner, whatever we figured out about him. But let me go forward first, and then I'll come right back. So just give me give me 3 rounds, 18 seconds. That's just gonna
There's a
go.
ghost in here.
That's just gonna go right here. Can he peek his head around the corner? Actually, he doesn't have to. He'll go right here.
Yeah. You see 2 guards.
That's what I thought. Okay. He'll rush back. Just standing there like they were before.
Yep.
So, like I said again, Twinkle Toes, 2 guards, just standing next to the vault.
All right.
We have 2 options.
Stealth takedown.
But yeah, again, there's 2 options. We have you can cause a distraction. They can run towards you. I can sneak by them, or you and I both can handle 1 guard each. Shouldn't be too much of a problem. Up to you though.
I also have 1 dose of knockout dram left. If we wanted to use that on one of them.
It does take a minute.
It does take a minute, yeah.
You feel like if you're able to sneak up on these guys, you might be able to take them down without going into a full-fledged combat. But if you're not able to, you might have to just straight up fight them.
Yeah, we can sneak up on them.
I think we can sneak up on. How about
Sneak up on them.
you?
Do I see any traps?
Roll a perception check, and where are
You-
you looking for traps?
Okay. I do have the thing.
The auto trap finder thing.
Yeah.
You have not noticed anything to where you have walked up as of yet.
Cool. All right.
Maybe
I
you
am
wanna
keeping an eye out for him.
maybe lure one out from around the corner here, and then
Yeah,
sneak past him.
You said there's one to the north and one to the south. I'll take the one to the north, probably.
Sounds good to me.
Okay.
So Bastro will go right here. Are there any traps anywhere in this?
Roll a perception check.
Oh god. 17 for a 32.
As far as you're aware, there are no traps.
All right. Bastro is going to sneak up. Right.
Both of you roll stealth for me.
Sure.
Is there some sort of bonus Bastro gets for that?
I am automatically hidden.
Right, but you're still walking.
Right. So I can still make noise, and I did roll a natural 3. So let's see what happens. 16.
25. 24. Sorry.
Okay. I'm just trying to see if there is any strict.
I'm looking with you.
but-
Like they might hear a noise, but they would like. I don't think they have any way of pinpointing like
Yeah.
what made it, or like there's an invisible guy. You know, that
Yeah.
would be a stretch.
What was your total, Bastro?
16.
16.
Pretty great.
Pretty good. Okay. Both of you are able to, in the middle of this conversation that they're having, they seem a little bored as they're just kind of both resting against the wall here, talking to each other. And Twinkletoes, using your diminutive stature and the shadows of this lowly lit hallway, are able to sneak along the wall and get right up next to the Northern Guard. And you watch as the guard across, there's just like a soft thump and a crunch as the guy's head just goes sideways and he falls to the ground from Bastro, knocking him out, and you, in swift succession, slam into the guy's shin with the... you have your sword cane, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so with the cane, you slam into the guy's shin, he goes to the ground, and then just like a golf putter, just up, swing it back, and crack! Right across the face, he goes unconscious.
Oh, rude.
That's tough.
That does end my invisibility.
Now,
I turn to him and I say, "Well done, husband."
Well job. Well done. Wife.
Well job.
well job,
Well done.
Well job,
husband. Are you okay? Do you smell toast?
Dimensional assault scrambles his brain for a minute.
Too many focus spells today.
All right.
So Bastro's got both the keys right now.
I have a key, but yeah.
So you just
We
need
also have the other
Gage's
key.
key for this door.
Yeah.
However, as you're looking at the door, you realize that just having the key might not be enough. You're going to have to figure this door out.
Uh-oh.
Because
What am I rolling?
as you're...
Bastards.
Relax. All right?
To the rope.
Get that
I'll give you a
flavor
chance.
check first.
I'll give you a
Yeah,
chance.
let me get that flavor.
As you're looking at the door and the lock, you're realizing that it is not an ordinary lock where you just turn it and the deadbolt slides out. It is a mechanical contraption of a variety of interlocking clockwork, gears, pulleys, metal bars. It is relatively complicated, and you realize you're going to have to figure out a certain sequence of turning the key in order to successfully unlock the door.
Great.
You can do this with crafting, engineering lore, or thievery.
Thievery.
You're up, Gentle Toes.
Good thing both of you.
Ooh,
went.
that'd be 19 for a 35.
I'll do it.
Oh,
Okay.
beautiful.
Let's go.
So, you insert the key very carefully, and this is a beautiful, ornate key. It's a solid gold key with essentially the back end of the key looks like the spades symbol on a card. The clubs symbol on a card made out of 3 diamonds wrapped in gold. It is a very fancy key. Wondering if I can even... It looks like...
Oh yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Hot.
And as you carefully insert it, you begin working the key, trying to figure out this sequence. And you begin successfully turning it counterclockwise as the first rotation. Go ahead and roll another thievery for me.
Okay. Gonna hero point about 6.
Could I aid in any way, but like with a different skill other than those 3 you listed?
How would you aid doing anything else?
I would aid with diplomacy.
Words of encouragement.
Yeah, words of encouragement. Honestly, that's actually the route I was going to go. So.
No. Unless you have a thing that lets you give bonuses to skill checks by talking at your friends.
I do not. Yeah.
Bastard, I'm going to give you so many words of encouragement to write a PhD dissertation on physics. Go ahead and do it.
Straight up hype man.
Hey,
What'd you get?
I'm
for
sure
the test?
there is some.
32.
32. That is another success. You just need one more success to get the door open. But you don't want to know what happens if you get a critical failure.
I don't want to know.
The door
We're
killed
never
you
gonna find out either.
Are you sure about that?
Turns into a
That's a 33.
It's a 33, which is the third and final success needed. So, with deft precision and a quick intuition over many years of picking complicated locks, you quickly and deftly figure out the correct sequence of rotations of the key. 2 counterclockwise, 1 clockwise, and another counterclockwise to get the door open. You watch as the clockwork gears just begin spinning and whirring. Pulleys begin to stretch. Chains from somewhere unseen. You hear just the chink, 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 chink as the door begins to, of its own accord now, just kind of unset and then slowly open in.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You
What we get?
see
We're doing it, boys and girls.
a couple of things. Firstly, sitting on a raised dais in the
What
center
the-
here is the body of a djinn, currently covered in blood. Next to it, you see a rather horrifying a woman encased in this machine. Let me find a picture for you, because really I can't
Who saw this coming?
do her justice.
I feel like
Why
an idiot.
can't things be easy?
I feel like an idiot for not expecting something horrible to be inside the vault, but like, this is blowing me away. A dead djinn?
Yeah,
That's
dead
not
djinn.
good.
No.
Yeah, it seems rather on theme as you're thinking about it. It's like maybe that was the person guarding the vaults. But
That's
clearly they're
something
not
else
guarding.
happened before us.
Yeah, clearly not guarding it anymore. I can't find. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh,
Oh,
Much worse.
my god.
much worse.
You see this
What?
creature standing over the body of the Jinn, covered in gore and viscera as their claws begin to not vivisect because they're not alive, but dissect and slice open and off different parts of the body as if they're examining each individual piece for its value.
What?
And the door opens and they look up to you. As this tall monstrosity of blood and steel begins to step forward from what seconds ago was nothing more than a bloody lump on the ground. They hold this humanoid woman embedded in the center of a bladed metal frame, inclines her head in a mockery of politeness, and addresses you. Fleshlings, I bring you greetings from the perpetual gloaming. Might one of you be interested in allowing your bodies to be crafted into unique works of art?
He's already been through that. We're just here to get something and then bounce.
Oh.
Bastro is
Can you show
Speechless.
me what you've been through, the pain you've endured? I know you're there, even if I can't see you.
He's not invisible anymore after knocking out the guard.
Oh, that's
correct.
true. Come closer. Let me see you. Let me see your pain.
I'm just gonna skirt around the outside of the vault.
Bastro's gonna step up. Can he identify this Jinn?
Sure. What?
That's Jim. The Jinn.
Jim.
Jim the Jinn. Let me just make sure what that would be.
Arcana.
Planes? So, like,
Arcana,
occultism?
probably. Go ahead and roll an Arcana, and we'll.
Like that.
What is it with all these spider creatures wanting to flesh warp everybody?
Why is it Bastro? That's gonna be a 32.
32. Okay.
Ginny are Arcana or Nature, because they're elementals, technically.
Ah, yes. So, you would know that this is, in fact, a Jinn. As I bring it up here. They are usually chaotic good denizens of the plane of air. They tend to value art, culture, and knowledge, trade. But there are a number of different kinds of genie. This specific one is a Jinn, which are kind of your average, like, citizen, if you will, of the plane of air. They are pretty low on the totem pole of power for genie. But apparently this one was posted here. Again, as you're recalling everything you've been seeing here, this whole place is themed around fortune and genies and Jinn. This one is apparently the Vault Guard, but no longer. The creature beckons you closer. Come, let me look at you. As she steps forward.
Well, I'm right here. You don't have to. You have to snap at me. As he steps a little closer, also. And Bastro will look at the Jinn and be like, "I was wondering why my luck was so down today. I lost a lot of money upstairs. I guess the death of this creature might have had something to do with it. Why exactly are you down here?"
As you step forward, she, like, grabs you by the arm and just like pulls it up and pulls your sleeve up, and is like looking,
Which arm?
The feathered one,
Okay.
and is like looking at like how the feathers have been grafted onto your body. The pincers like come down around you, but they're not like poking into you. They're just like very gently separating like feathers so that she can get a look. She's taking a look at like the stitching that runs up and down. She then like looks at the side of your face and how the like bone structure had been modified to actually allow additional eyeballs and additional like optic nerves to be routed to the brain. She's like very intently studying what has been done to you.
You know, normally I'm asked out to dinner before this kind of stuff happens.
Nice.
Someone has gone through great trouble to warp your flesh, little
Oh.
one.
That someone's dead. So I wouldn't advise doing it again.
Roll a diplomacy for me.
While they're
Ugh.
doing that, I'm looking for the correct little thing while like anxiously looking back over my shoulder.
Yeah, Bastro is trying to distract this person.
What'd
I'm
you
going to
roll?
hero point that because it was a natural one, and I don't like that.
Nope.
To a 19, so that actually
Massive hero point economy.
right. Oh my god, 39 total.
39. Okay. That is actually a critical success.
Hey,
So she's looking at you. She says, yes, I can see you've suffered. I can see you've been put through great pain. Interesting.
talking about this or what happened upstairs?
She just like pokes your chest. More concerned with the pain of the flesh as opposed to the pain of the mind.
More the pain of the wallet, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Took it right out of my mouth.
How long are we in a riff with this metal crab woman who's very intent to kill us?
Hey, you know, Bastard's kind of digging this metal lady.
Master's into some weird things.
Yeah?
She looks at you as she like pulls down the sleeve on the arm again and like lets your arm go. She says, "You asked what I was doing here. A certain wizard recently left my home plane with one of my favorite items. I'm here to reclaim it, as he had placed it here."
What item would that be exactly? Like,
And what's the name of the wizard? Maybe it's the same thing we're looking for.
Oh, it was a set of leather armor. And she
No, not the same one then.
like turns around, walks up to this wall. If I could actually grab, there we go. Walks up to like this wall of lockboxes behind her and just like slams a fist into one of the doors. You just hear this awful metal on metal grinding as her fingers like collapse. You hear that as the doors then just ripped off the hinges, and she pulls out a very like fine set of black leather armor that has bright silver chains that wrap all over the cuirass.
I'm on it.
And
what's so special about that armor?
it allows one to animate the chains to attack their enemies.
Awesome.
Sounds powerful.
That's rad.
And who did this belong to again?
It belongs to me, a wizard named Skathkata. Let me make sure I'm saying that right. Skathka. Scathka. Skathkas.
Skafka.
A wizard by the name of Skathka left my plane with it recently, and apparently attempted to hide it here. But obviously, they didn't do a good enough job.
Have I had any luck with any of these other mini vaults looking for?
You're scouring the numbers. As you're like looking along this wall, you would realize that the number that matches your key, or I guess the key that you were given, would be like over here. So you would have to cross the conversation.
I sneak back around Bastro and start.
Yeah, Ambassador's still trying to hold the conversation.
The creature looks at you and says, "It is clear that you can endure pain. Perhaps you would get use out of this." And she just tosses the leather at you.
Bastard catches it and is just like, "You went through all this trouble to get this back, even going so far as to," and he kind of looks at the gin, and he's like, why give it to me?
"It was stolen from me, and now I gift it to you for your pain."
What was your name again?
It's another mouthful.
Ecamilixis.
Ecamilixis.
Yeah.
Excuse me?
Ecamilixis.
That's gonna be my new stage name.
Can I call you Eka? Like, give me a break.
Or Millie.
Or Millie?
Let's go with Millie.
Millie. Well, Millie,
like
You see Emily in there, right? It's not just me.
Ecamilixis. Emily.
Yeah.
well, Millie, my name is Bastro.
There it is.
I really appreciate this gift. Yeah, Ecamilix.
I think it works if you put the accent on the second to last syllable.
Ecamilixis.
Yeah.
Ecamilixis. Roll another diplomacy for me.
Sure.
Can I aid?
Sure. Are you aiding by sneaking around behind her and not engaging?
I have been engaging just minutely as I sneak.
That's true. You have been making offhanded comments as you search for the right door. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah, 30.
30. So that is actually a +2 to Bastro.
That's a 35 or 37. For the first aid.
37 is another critical success.
The hell's going on down
He
there?
loves us. Wow.
Yeah, Bastard's just getting a girlfriend.
I think I found my future wifey.
He has
now.
charmed the hell out of this horrifying monstrosity.
More-
She
Bends over and starts making out with you.
Yep. She reaches into a pouch on the side and pulls out a ring.
Bro, what is going on with this? What is happening?
What is happening?
She gets on one knee and hands it to you. No,
You know, I wouldn't be surprised.
she tosses you the ring and says, "You have some dormant magical power. And I can tell you use that power to inflict much pain. Hopefully this helps."
Bastard, get some stuff for your friends.
Yeah, we do plenty of harm to people if you want.
Bastard looks at the ring. He's getting a little flustered at this point. He hasn't been given gifts ever since he got flesh warped. Mostly his closest friends, his teammates were just like, "Oh, cool, like we're fine with that."
Hey, what is this all
Just go,
We out here
"No,
catching
get it,
strays,
Bastro.
yeah.
Oh
do
my
you want to,
God."
like, I don't know, maybe roll a religion to try to identify
I
this
do,
creature?
yeah, I
Or you're
do,
just gonna
yeah.
continue not asking about her?
He's just so love stricken. Yeah, he would recall knowledge.
The charm is real with this chick.
I'm starting to think that you should accept none of these gifts.
No, Bastro is so flustered that he rolled a natural 8. What skill am I rolling?
Religion.
Religion. 21. Not bad.
21. You have no idea what this creature is.
Well,
Do I?
Methinks you should not accept
Roll a
any
religion?
of these gifts.
See,
Ew, I did better. 27.
27. This is a creature known as a Velstruck. Velstrac, from the Shadow Plane. They essentially relish in pain and transhumanism, except it's a broader term because they're not really humans, but they carve away flesh and replace flesh with new parts, whether that's muscle or sinew or metal. This creature is known as an interlocutor, which would be like the surgeon equivalent, so the ones who do the surgeries to Velstrac to enhance, quote unquote, them. So they, as a culture, have this fixation with not flesh warping, because that is a different process, but modifying and upgrading. And it seems that she has grown attached to Bastro because of the things that have been done to him. Like, she's essentially like admiring a sculpture from another artist is basically what's happening right now.
He did crit succeed 2 diplomacy checks.
Yeah.
That diplomacy's crazy.
Which really helped.
Can I get
Save.
can I get a wellness check on the people who wrote this adventure for all the different ways they've described people who carve up people and make other people out of them?
Yeah, there's a lot of body horror in this.
So much, like, and very
There's a
specifically,
lot of body
like,
horror.
reshaping and like surgical removal of people's parts. I just need like a mental health check.
If you wanna,
Dude,
that's Jason
That was
Keeley
okay.
for you, Paizo freelancer, I would assume. I
Hey
don't-
Jason, just real quick, how you doing, man?
Yeah.
How's it going?
tweet
I'm going
once
home.
if you're
What's up?
okay.
Yeah, and whoever wrote book 1 with
Blink
Heather
twice.
Pratchett and book 2 with the skin cells. I mean, the skin cells are ancient in Kaizo, but just make sure you guys are like drinking some water. I don't know, whatever you guys need.
It's really nice to just go outside and plant your bare feet in the grass every once in a while.
Just whatever, if you find some time for between body horror stories, just whatever works for you.
Do I find the safe?
Yes, you do. As you are doing so, however, this creature, after tossing Bastro the ring, you watch as the 3 arms hit into the stone ground and just carve a little circle around her, and then carve in a few glyphs. She mutters a few arcane words, and then snap, she's gone.
Can I recognize the spell?
Roll an Arcana.
What is it if you know the spell? you
Natural 1. Doesn't even fucking matter.
It's
Bullhorn.
it would
She
definitely
got
be
Bullhorn.
higher. I mean,
It's
it's
Bullhorn.
it's some
Bullhorn.
kind of teleportation conjuration at least. You don't know what happened, but she was there and then she was not. So
This has been the strangest encounter, I think, of our entire adventure.
it's
100%.
I'm not gonna lie, it is pretty weird, but it does make sense. That's the thing.
It does.
It
I
does.
like it.
Every element of it has made sense, but the whole is bananas.
So bananas.
A shadow plane torturer came in and murdered an air elemental, and we walk in and she's just like, "Whoa, you look cool. Here's all this free shit. Peace."
He got the free shit because he impressed her diplomatically.
Absolutely. But
where
the events are
The
insane.
dark elves that infiltrated upstairs were also from the Shadow Plane, weren't they?
Hero point to Emily Grace.
Nice.
Nice.
And
There
best.
was the diversion for
Yeah, there was a
her to
diversion.
sneak in.
She got it.
So I got the vault. I got the safe.
Yes. So once again, you need 2 keys for the lockbox door.
Yes.
You need both Gage's key, which you already have, and the individual key, which you got from the gangs.
Yeah.
You walk up, both of you. You eventually find it over Mia.
Over
So you
here.
go to the door. You insert both keys. You turn it. And let me just make sure.
And the nukes fire.
Mhm. Once. Yes. So you turn the keys simultaneously. You feel the click as the door releases, and you can then pull the keys out and open it.
Okay.
You open the door. And it is about like 2 feet by 2 feet opening with like 4 feet of depth that is just completely empty. Basser and Twinkletoes, go ahead and roll me perception checks.
You said it's full, right? It has exactly what we need inside of it.
It's the right box. It's the right key. It is completely empty.
Roll a
me
natural
perception
one.
checks.
We've been had.
Rolled a 30.
30. Twinkletoes, a shiver goes down your spine because as you open the door, you get this whiff, this strong, acrid whiff of some alchemical. And do you know how scent memories are just very specific? Like,
Yeah.
smelling something can really just take you back.
Shoot you straight back there, too.
This scent takes you straight back to a fateful day at Knight's Menagerie. This is the same alchemical substance that was placed in the water of the animals that caused them to riot.
Oh my god, it's all connected.
I hate it.
Furthermore, it is a very pungent scent. You realize that now that you've kind of picked it up, you potentially might be able to follow it to wherever it led. I need you to roll me a crafting or a survival check.
They're both a 12 for me.
Bassro can also attempt to help.
Sure.
Did you say to see where they led?
Yes, you can track the scent.
I do not help.
It is
Sorry, wait, where
particularly
is the scent emanating from? The box?
From wherever this alchemical has touched.
Okay.
33. Oh no, 23. Sorry.
it's a little
Sorry.
different. Yeah, you're struggling. Honestly, you think if you had somebody with you as a better tracker, you might be able to pull it off. But you're coming up short.
I'm gonna crawl into the box and reach around and see if I can feel anything in there that's like hidden.
Roll a perception check for me.
Yeah, secret door or something.
Gosh, math. 30.
30. As far as you can tell, it is a solid lockbox. There are no other secret compartments, no missed objects. It is empty. You're just getting this overwhelming, acrid smell as you get in there.
Astro, it's empty. Also, do you smell that?
I do. It smells very familiar.
You can tell that the smell is coming from somewhere else as well. You're unable to pinpoint where that is.
I cast Detect Magic, ignoring the djinn. I don't know if a dead djinn will emit magic, but I'm able to ignore.
There's magic all over the place in this room. And without...
What's the highest level of magic? I can pinpoint that.
What a horrible question to ask a GM in a room full of lock boxes of magic items.
8th?
From where?
I don't know. It's so overwhelming that you would not be able to parse all of the information.
Fair enough. All right.
This room is magic as hell. It's super duper magic.
Bastro, do you want to like refocus real quick and then go try to find Kashak to help us out? He's stealthy as fuck too, so.
You guys can still very easily hear our argument from upstairs.
Oh yeah, this Oski's like, Rooksy, more like, you're Ruxy nothing, right? It's just horrible insults from Oski, like just grasping at straws.
Oh god,
Yeah, that was rough.
that was really.
Could I roll my own either? You said survival or what? For the
Survival
alchemicals?
or crafting.
I'll roll crafting because it's literally the highest. +4. 14. That's not gonna do it.
I feel like you need somebody who's a little more trained.
Damn, yeah, the crafting and the survival people are upstairs.
Hanging out upstairs.
Yeah.
All right, Peter, lend me some strength, and you'll see Peter start to glow a little bit as Bastro makes him cast. It's not really him casting; it's more just like a feat that the familiar has. Fast refocus. Bastro gets an instant focus point back in his focus pool.
Hey.
So easily, like
Okay.
the best ability of familiar.
It's really good.
So good.
So now he has 1 focus point, and he'll brush outside, or he'll go upstairs. Blah, blah, blah. So he wants to end up. Are the guards still exactly where they were before?
Yeah, do we need to cover what's been happening upstairs this whole time? Or...
Yeah. Yeah, what's been going on upstairs during all this?
Have you been arguing the whole time?
Until someone stops us, I think we're gonna keep causing a distraction. Correct me if I'm wrong, Jack.
Maybe once we see like Twinkle Toes go behind the door, behind the chip counter, we would like break it up or like let it fizzle out.
Yeah, okay. I'm down with
Maybe.
that.
Sorry, Bastard, did you leave the room?
I left the downstairs. I'm in the upstairs, but I'm still behind the door right here.
Okay.
I'm not in anyone's line of sight.
As you break the plane of the vault door leaving,
Uh-oh.
you hear a noise begin to emanate. Just a as a magical alarm is set off.
Teleportation maybe set it off?
No, him leaving the room. But how does that
Well, no, him leaving the room is when he heard it. I think there was some sort of like shield on the door maybe. I don't know.
So, Baster, I'm going to ask you to go back to that spot.
Or you cast it inside the vault maybe?
Right here.
And cast it inside the vault.
I'll be intrigued to see how this trap works.
Roll an Arcana for me.
Not the best.
Is the sound just in the vault?
25.
25. You realize that this is, in fact, a 4th level alarm spell that has been set off. The alarm spell seems to have been triggered. You don't know what the specifics of the casting were,
Right.
but it seems to have triggered as you walked out of the vault. You can attempt to counteract it. You can attempt to disable it. Using Arcana or Thievery.
I'll disable it using Arcana, because that's all I can really do.
Twinkle Toes could also help.
I would love to help with thievery.
Let's
Go ahead and roll
go.
Arcana in Thievery for me.
Let's roll first.
This is like the worst case scenario.
Yes. So Twinkle Toes succeeded, right? With a
Got a
24.
24.
That's a +1.
Are
Thank God.
you aiding or are you rolling your own check?
I'm 80.
Okay. So what was your total, Basker?
My total was a 31.
31. Okay. You take a few moments. You begin to kind of find and suppress the arcane spell. It's still going off. Roll me another check. It's going to take a little bit more time as the alarm is going off.
23.
21 to aid, so 25 for you.
So after about 15 seconds, the alarm stops. Kashak and Oski, you do hear this. You hear the faint sound of a
Even over our two literally booming voices.
You do faintly hear it. It is
If
also
Oski hears
a
it.
magical
Oh, go ahead.
noise. It's also a magical
Sure.
noise.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay.
Does the teller seem to react?
Well, that brings me to my next question. You two can attempt to create a diversion by reinvigorating your argument.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, the second I think we hear noise, absolutely.
So describe to me how you do something to once again catch people's attention.
So how would our argument have ended the first time? Maybe do they like come and interact with us about this?
Yeah, like
guards
what's
or-
happening upstairs?
A couple of
Yeah,
people
what
seem
happened?
to like gather a crowd around you. I think some people are yelling at you because you are obnoxiously yelling in everybody's ear ever around you.
ever.
So like
I
some
will say
people
the
come up
text
there
of the
like,
spell. The text of the spell does say it's not jarring or disturbing. It just can be heard clearly.
right. The problem is that's still super annoying. Just because it's not jarring or distracting doesn't mean somebody isn't constantly talking in your ear.
I love
hear
that
you.
personally. That's fantastic.
So like some people have like formed a semicircle around you. You can see they're taking like bets on whether or not like who's gonna hit first. Who like money is exchanging hands based off of the insults you levy at one another. Like so, you can see this dude visibly upset when Oski's Iruxi joke doesn't land, and he gives like 5 gold to the guy on his left. And there's just a general like mix of hey, shut up, you're being idiots, and like people actively engage in gambling on your fight. Yeah.
So if that's happening and no one has come to stop us, I think the second that Kashak hears the alarm, he would turn to Oski, who I'm sure is looking back at him as well.
Yep.
And then Kashak would just throw a punch.
Beautiful.
No
What did you do?
prompting,
What
no
did you
communication.
do?
Not a claw attack, like a punch.
There's just like a wash of silence, and then just a cheer erupts from half of the crowd as people start beginning changing money. More bets go out. It's like, I think he's got 10 seconds. No, the green guy's gonna go for 20. Which green guy? As people are just like begin, and you see like a bookie just appear out of nowhere with a notebook and begin collecting money in a hat and furiously writing. Go ahead and roll me intimidation checks.
Oski would also like to do something after the punch.
Okay, what would you like to do after the punch?
Yeah, so the punch lands, and I think Oski, like, hearing the noise, like, I think there's a second where they lock eyes. Kashak throws a punch, and I think Oski, like, flops. Like you know, like, he like, takes the punch and hits the deck.
Okay.
And he'll be on the ground, and he'll just say, "Oh, you want some of that, you green-gullied Nuxie?" And he's gonna cast Enlarge on himself, and then literally grow large, and then just start shrieking, as he will then roll his intimidation check.
People are just
Oh,
tossing money at the bookie now.
Become
Okay,
large.
roll a... Oski, roll an intimidate with a +2 from your display. Kashak, what skill would you like to try to use in this situation?
Unarmed attack
Go
to
for
punch
it.
him.
Yeah, please.
I actually want to fail this.
Oh, God.
I don't think I did. I think it's a 32.
What's your AC there, Oski, without your
Oh,
armor
no,
and
a
your shield?
32 definitely hits.
Go ahead and roll
I
damage
did
for me.
roll. I did roll a 36 intimidate.
36 intimidate. Yeah.
Oh, would I have been demoralized from the previous intimidation check?
No, that would have worn off 6 seconds afterwards. So
Okay. This would be what my punch is 1d4 plus my strength, right?
yes, if you're not using your claws.
5 and then weapon specialization. 6, 7 points of damage. Non-lethal bludgeoning.
So 7 points of non-lethal damage to our good buddy Oski. As you all successfully create a diversion. So you're able to cover up the noise of the alarm well enough that you actually do reduce the awareness points that the alarm would have caused.
Sorry, reduce or remove. We counteracted them.
To some degree, you're not sure.
Okay.
But it
I just
did.
didn't hear
It
the
was
word
a
used.
successful attempt at reducing the exposure of the alarm.
That is way more than I could have asked for.
Well, I cannot make myself large. I would like to be large.
It's good that you're doing this right before we have to go in that door and down into the hallway and use our skills to do this.
Oski doesn't know that.
I'm just trying to be as distracting as possible.
The ropes just like wrap around all your ankles. All of your ankles.
Ah.
All the way around your ankles.
So again, the sound of the alarm does go off for a good 12, 15 seconds. But Bastro and Twinkletoes, you hear the sounds of your friends still fighting at, anywhere within 500 feet of you. Above you. Yelling terrible insults at each other and going at it during this time. Bastro, finally cause the noise to stop, and you're able to go back to what you were attempting to do.
All right. So he'll be right above, right behind the door to the chip dealer, I guess you want to call him. There we go.
The chip dealer, if you will.
Is this guy still distracted?
He's looking at the fight going on in front of him.
Okay.
He hasn't like
Bastro-
climbed the counter at all. He's just like been sitting there like
Bastro
the
will
whole time.
Bastro will creak open the door, and then seeing that he's still observing the fight, he'll dimensional assault right behind the dude, but he will remain invisible. He will not attack.
Break his neck.
Yep. Okay. You successfully bamf behind him, invisible. You do not dimensionally assault this lad. What would you like to do?
Oh God. Okay.
Does anybody have a message?
Bastro's going to exit out of this door right here. Is
Yeah.
anyone paying attention to him right here?
You're
Can he see? I know, but can he see anyone looking his direction?
Roll a
Oh.
perception check.
Okay. That's a natural 15 for 30.
Scanning the crowd to see if anyone noticed the door open and nobody walk in or out. You don't see anyone appears to be staring at a door now.
All right. Bastro will reappear right where he's standing. He'll end his invisibility. He'll walk out, and as loud as he can yell, he'll loudly yell, "What's going on here? What are you doing, Frank?"
And
And
at this
Kashak
point-
will. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was going to say, at this point, some bouncers, now that Oski is physically large, some bouncers have begun to converge on your space.
Mr. Hammerman, I was just simply nothing. And he lets go of any hold he had on Oski or any like.
Nothing. This looks like nothing to you. I'm gone for 5 seconds, and you're in a brawl with a towering giant.
It was a misunderstanding. We got into a disagreement about chips. Sir, it won't happen again. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Go take a break. Just go take a break. And Bastro will motion with his hand for Kashak, like he's trying to subtly hint to go towards the door that leads downstairs to where Twinkletoes is.
I think he'll like go over to like the stage and just kind of like, can I sit on the edge or like?
Sure. There's like a 3-part choral group who's currently singing there, just doing like weird hymns as background music, and the soprano just kind of looks down at you, confused, but they keep.
Just sits on the edge of the stage, doesn't acknowledge the choir group in any way or any shape or form, and it's just like sitting there like looking like defeated and deflated from his boss yelling at him.
As for Oski is still in his large form, I'm assuming. Bastro is going to yell out, "And you! What are you doing accosting my guard?"
Oski's gonna take a second and like stare intently into Bastro's eyes, like asking, "Am I supposed to keep making a scene?" Like what? Like trying to take a cue about what on earth Bastro is doing.
Have some nerve, going to these lengths just over some spilled chips. It looks like. What do you have to say for yourself? And Bastro's clearly trying to signal, "Keep it up, keep it going."
In his booming voice, now large, he's got ropes draped around his like 12-foot body. He's gonna like fling some of these aisle ropes just like in a direction, like on his arms, just like fling them with these the metal posts. He's just gonna throw them and say, "Some chips, he took 10 gold off me. Do you think that's nothing?" And he's gonna like slam his hand on the ground, grab some of the chips, and then just throw them in another direction. He's hulking out right now.
Kashak, roll me a stealth check.
Yeah.
I'm assuming that's where you are going with this.
Absolutely. That is a natural 20 for a 41.
Ooh. So as the velvet things, as they're so lovingly called, go thrown off in 6 different directions, the crowd just a scream just erupts in a crowd as people take this incident from entertainment to, oh shit, I could actually get wrecked by the debris that this orc is throwing around, and people begin to scatter, and the bouncers begin to walk up to you. As this happens, Kashak just pops off the stage, maybe walks around the corner, gets real close up to the door. Check 1, 2, 3. Door opens, and you just, silent as a mouse, slide up and through the next door.
Do I make it to the lower level?
Yes. At this point, the bouncers approach the 2 of you, and they say, "All right, lads, time to break it up. You there, big fella. Change back to your normal size. Fix the ropes. You, strange, red-headed bloke, walk the other way. All right, break it up. Come on now. Don't want to have to kick you out of the goal."
12 feet tall.
But, I mean, you're really going to try to fight him? Really? This big
He's not
bastard?
that much taller.
He's effectively twice your mass. 8 times your mass.
8 times. I would like 10 gold worth of chips back, please. They appear to have been scattered in the scuffle. That's all I wanted. That is all I wanted out of any of this. And he starts like weeping. Like, please, I just want to fight Tenka.
Still large, right? Like
Still large. I just wanted to have some fun on my night off, please.
And the teller behind the counter, just you hear this audible sigh as chips are like thrown into a little bag, and he just tosses this like velvet bag at the back of your head, and it just kind of bounces off your probably ginormous head, bounces off and hits the ground, and you just pick it up in your big fingers, and it's just this little bag that you hold up of chips.
I think during that he goes "Rant, rant, rant," and like shrinks back down.
Yeah.
Super Mario style.
Yeah, exactly.
Drink, drink, drink. And he's like, all right, now put the ropes back.
I'll clean it up. I'm sorry for the scene. I'll clean it up.
And they like one just stands there tapping his foot with his arms crossed, and the other one that just has his arms on his waist, just wagging a finger at you. As we go back down to the bottom level.
The bottom level.
Join the
Kashak,
bottom.
you make your way down, and for the first
Yeah.
time you're seeing everything laid out in front of you as it is on the map, minus the fact that this person is no longer here. You
Yeah,
walk
he'll-
down, you see the hallway with the two doors, you continue going, you find Twinkle Toes, flanked by two unconscious guards, standing in
One
the
of
doorway.
them's like starting to wake up, and I just hit him again.
You see, eyes flutter open, and then crack!
Brain damage.
Side of the head. Concussion. Yeah.
Hello, Twinkle Toes. What seems to be the situation?
So lockbox is empty, but really weird smell that we can't find the source of. But it's definitely the stuff that made the animals go wild when we first. Oh no, you weren't there. Shoot.
We're sure the smell's not this dead genie over here. That would probably make some kind of smell.
No, but do you see that big glyph over there? There was this big spider monster, and she and Bastro were definitely hitting it off. And I think she almost proposed, but then thought better of it, and then just gave him up.
I have to fight with Oski for 6 minutes, and you guys get to do all this cool shit.
Well, you get to do cool shit now. We need your tracking skills, yay!
By the way, Kashak, if you want, your voice is still booming.
No, I don't want. I want that to
Yeah.
stop. It is 10 minutes. Let us know when 10 minutes has gone by since he cast that. Well, it's a 10-minute casting. I imagine not yet, but soon.
Yeah, it's only been like 6 minutes, like you were saying.
So let's roll
It's-
survival.
If
to
you
track.
heighten it to 7th level, everyone within a mile can hear you. That's so dumb. Oh my god.
Yeah, this is the stupidest spell they could have created, and I love it.
I'm gonna attempt to aid him, like showing him where we first like picked up the smell.
Sure. Roll
This
a.
would be automatically heightened to 5th level, wouldn't it? No, that happened at 11th.
That would be a fit.
Right?
That would be a. No, that would be 9th level.
9th
Yeah,
level.
no, 9th.
So 1,200 feet away can hear it, yeah.
But can you. Oh, yeah, no, because it's heightened to.
Cantrips
cat-
are automatically heightened.
Yep.
Automatically heightened, yeah.
So, yeah, people for a very long distance out could hear you.
It doesn't
My
break.
horrible insults.
It doesn't break like walls and doors. Like it doesn't go through solid barriers. But like if a door is open, people in
Yeah.
the street were hearing this for sure.
Come on, streets.
1,200
Alright.
feet, good lord. Yes.
I rolled a 22 survival.
22
so
survival,
I
that is a +1 to Kashak's survival attempts.
Let's hero point that natural 3.
You got another one, baby.
Can't roll it on. I can't use it on this one again.
Oh, is that how it works?
25 with the aid.
25 with the aid. Kashak.
I rolled a 6 plus 18
DC
plus 1.
25.
Yay!
Oh my god, bless.
Okay.
Thank
Can
God.
It's smell.
So she points out the box to you. You like stick your snout in there, Get a good old whiff. And you're able to tell the smell is emanating from somewhere else, nearby-ish. You can tell that it's coming as you follow the smell out.
Stink lines.
Yeah, you like get that, green wisps floating through the air.
Yeah. He bends at the waist and sticks his snoot to the ground like a bloodhound, and then he's just like sniffing the ground as he's walking.
It's coming from behind this door.
Ooh. All right.
Which door?
The
That
door
door?
I'm
The
now in
shop
front
is
of.
now currently outside of.
Couple due diligence checks. How about a perception for traps?
Sure. What's your perception?
21 if it's sight involved, but 20 for everything else.
Okay. As far as you can tell, there are no traps on this door.
How about a perception for noises on the other side?
Go ahead and roll perception for me.
25.
25. Just reading, making sure that I
You're
give
good.
you the correct answer. You do not hear any noises on the other side.
He will try to open it.
Okay. It is unlocked.
Woo.
So, you
Oh, there's totally another creature in there.
open the door.
A wife?
My wife.
Bye-bye.
There we go. You see this. You see what appears to be some kind of office records room. There are a number of desks that people do paperwork at, and then there's also this big cabinet on the far wall. And as you open the door, you do also hear some kind of tapping noise coming from the other side around this corner here.
Want me to take him out?
That would be good.
I'm checking for traps as I walk.
Okay. So you look around this corner and you do see that there's a guy sitting at a table looking down this hallway. Roll a stealth for me.
What's
21.
21. Yeah, so you're able to get around, slip around the corner, and at the last second when he begins to turn your way, you just uppercut with the cane, catching him right on the jaw. There's a nice crack as he goes unconscious and slumps down across the table. We'll do one of these.
I didn't realize we were playing Splinter Cell all of a sudden.
Right? Tom Clancy.
Yeah.
All those years of softball are really paying off now.
And is this smell coming from down this hallway?
We'll get to that in just a second.
Sure.
As you look around the hallway, or down this hallway, you see that there are actually a number of cells. And in one of said cells is
The
a
unconscious
familiar
cell?
It's the dark elf guy.
unconscious figure. As you look around this room, you think it ironic that security is so light down on the vault level. You get into the office here, and you can tell that the smell is coming from somewhere in here. You're gonna need to roll Actually, just roll me a d4, Kushak.
Okay. Just for like hero pointing purposes, am I looking for a specific outcome here that I can know about, or no?
You're searching the room.
Searching the room. Okay. So no. So no. How about a 4? I like
4.
4s.
Okay. It's going to take you 4 minutes of pouring through all of the stuff in here.
Okay.
Till you find what you're looking for.
At which point he will stop being so loud that he can be heard.
Yeah.
Almost a quarter mile away.
Okay. So, you're going through, and it's a records room of sorts. So, there's various lists, various, like, supplies, invoices. It's records for the business. You go through this, like, cabinet, and it is filled with papers. As you're going through, you find a paper that smells heavily of this what do you call it? This alchemical.
Okay.
And on the paper, it is just a like ripped off corner that says "I quit," signed F. As you keep going through, you're searching, you find a list of names of the guards who have worked here. And as you go down the list, the only person with an F in their name
Fayati.
is Franca Lawrence.
No. Okay.
A security guard who worked for the Lucky Nimbus for less than a month. And the record shows that she hasn't clocked in for any of her scheduled shifts for a few days now. There's a note next to their name, disappeared, employment terminated. And as you guys remember about the scouting that you all did,
Yeah.
you realized that there was a
guards
vault
quit.
guard who quit recently.
Only one? I thought it was a bunch of them that quit.
No, just one.
Yeah.
So Franca Laurent quit recently and was terminated, disappeared, didn't show up for her shifts, left a note saying she quit, but that was after she went in and like stole our item.
Yeah. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, the note smells heavily,
Yeah.
almost as if she like got some of it on her hands or something. It smells, the paper itself still smells heavily of this acrid alchemical.
And this is like the end of the trail.
Do I recognize that name?
What would you like to roll to a, you can roll a society.
Okay. 26.
26. It is not a name you immediately recognize. No.
Like, where did it come from? Where did the alchemical substance come from that applied?
Yeah, that's weird.
You know that the device we were looking for had an alchemical substance in it.
Yeah, it was like an alchemical thing, right? Yeah, I think we knew that.
So she messed
So it
up
seems like-
the handling of it and got some stuff on her.
Maybe.
All I know is we gotta get out of this casino.
But then it doesn't leave. It doesn't leave the building.
No,
Yeah, that's
whatever.
weird. Well, no, like the
smell?
scent.
The smell goes from the vault box to this paper, and then is gone. Is done.
Maybe what was the person's name?
Franca.
Yeah.
Franca washed their hands after they were no. I don't know.
I mean, teleported is actually more likely.
That too. But what I think is this alchemical item we're looking for is not in this casino anymore.
All right, let's do some corner keeping. What's up with this door?
I think that's just the elevator
You
chair.
open it?
Do you want me to go through the perceptions to make sure there's no traps or anything? So 37 for traps and 24 for noise.
Oh yeah, this is most definitely the elevator.
It's the elevator.
Nice. He will come back over to you, Twinkle Toes. Anything in the cells down here that we should be aware of? It seems our scent trail's gone a bit cold.
The elf dude that I knocked out earlier, sort of want to ask him if he knew the Ekmelexis person that Bastro's dating now.
Canonically dated.
Will be my guess, but are any other prisoners down here?
I don't see any. Do I see any others?
See any other... Sorry, say again?
Prisoners?
People in the
No.
cells.
No, not at this time.
I want to rifle through this cabinet real quick.
As you're going through, looking at the things that Kashak had already pulled out, a lot of it is just records. Just like employment records, ledgers.
4 minutes doing that, I imagine you would
Are
have.
there any pictures with the employment records?
No, no pictures.
Perhaps we should check this other door that's to this other room just for our
I agree.
good practice. I'll approach that. How's a 41 for traps with a nat 20 or a 33 for noise?
None and none. You try to open it, it is locked.
Not for long.
Step to the side through the wall.
Okay. That was a natty 1, so
How many extra lockpicks do you have?
I have 1 set of extra lockpicks.
How many extra lockpicks is that?
Huh?
How many? You have 1 set of extra lockpicks, right?
Yeah.
Thieves' tools.
So you have lost a set, and you have 1 more left.
Okay.
Is that how this works? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh, if you crit fail.
Yes.
I don't think it's worth us going behind this door, really. I try Gage's key and see if it unlocks it. If it's like a master key or not.
It does not. It's too large for the... This seems to be like a standard... Not standard, but like a regular door lock, whereas this key is clearly a much larger Volt key.
I'm gonna go over to this guy over here and see if he's got any keys on him.
He does not.
I'm gonna go over here, knock
They-
this guy
they
out,
don't.
picking up again, seeing if they don't either. Okay.
They don't either. It
Maybe
seems
the
like
chin does.
it seems like this room has a higher significance, lower than the vault, but higher than this records room, to where not everybody has a key to it.
Okay.
Twinkletoes, I think this room is essential for our searching. I want to break the door down.
Let me try it one more time. I've got 1 more set. Before we go.
Can
break-
she try again?
If she has picks.
Got 1 extra
But thieves'
set.
tools are currently quote unquote broken. They can be quote unquote
Mhm.
repaired by adding
You can repair him.
new picks.
Ooh, natty 18.
For a total of
34.
what was the total?
34.
34.
34.
You open the door to find a counting room. You see on the table there are empty like briefcases that are used to transport chips. You see on each of these tables is a golden scale of Abadar, like a holy symbol, placed on each table. And it looks like this is where chips are counted at the end of the night and repacked and placed into the suitcases. There are also a number of books along the back counter here. If you were to flip them open, they are just daily ledgers of gold earned and transactions.
Is there any gold in here?
There is not.
What's it smell like in here?
Boiled leather.
Oh. This alchemical scent trail is hurting my head.
I think this room's a bust.
Everything's a bust. It's all a bust. It was all worthless.
I think we may have found the thing we were meant to find here. We have this lead with this name, Franca Lorenz.
Yeah.
Yeah, we came out of it with a new girlfriend for Bastro and a name to follow, so.
And Bastro got his friend 2 cool items that he's going to give to everyone else and share.
So, I
he
mean-
figures out what he does.
Okay, let's break this down. So, did we accomplish what we came here to do?
We found
No.
out where. No, so no,
Like,
we
no,
did not.
no, but like obviously we can't.
Yeah,
So like,
no.
did we accomplish enough that we can go back to our employer and be like, this was impossible?
I think we don't go back to our employer just yet. We have to follow up on this new lead we just acquired.
I think that Mr. Heavy Orc Doorman definitely is going to know this name. If this person was just as interested in this item as he was, like he would
Wait,
definitely
Heavy
know
Orc
this.
Doorman? What?
The guy with the shovel.
Yeah, that's
guy
who
who
we
put
got
us
this
on this mission?
mission from. Yeah.
Bloody
Billy.
Burleth.
Billy
I
Butler.
don't-
Oh
whatever
yeah.
his name
Oh
was.
yeah. No, I agree. I agree with that. Yeah.
But I think we should. I don't know. Like, I think we should follow up with the lead first before going back to Shovel Man.
Why?
He
Because,
might have more information.
but like, what if we go back with nothing and he's like, "All right, you guys are useless," blah 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 blah, and we're dead.
Then we'll kill
We
him.
could take,
I don't know.
we
Like,
could take Bloody Burleth. I'm not, yeah.
We'll murder him.
A lot of confidence here. I like it. All right.
Yeah. Like we did what we came here to do. We found out that this item has already been lifted. It's not our fault. Like it happened.
Yeah. The purpose for us coming here was this item that Bloody Burleth wanted. The item's not here. I think we're done.
And clearly neither is Franca.
We're definitely done. I think we should leave.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm gonna plan
Right, because-
to put this key on this guy. Before
Oh
we
wait, that's good. Cover up. Yeah, wait, cover up story. That's.
It was all him.
Okay.
He killed the Jinn.
Oh yeah. Do we have any swords or anything in our bag? Do we have any
yeah,
weapons?
yeah.
Tell me. I don't know.
Get like a dagger, get the Jinn blood on it, and put it in the guy's pocket.
Wait, Twinkle Toes, you do have 2 magical morning stars on your person. If you did want to leave the
Oh
one
my
of those
God.
behind.
Yeah.
He's holding
The
two
Morningstar and
bloody mornings.
covered
And
in
he's-
gin blood.
He's passed out outside the ball.
Yep.
Gage comes over.
Just throw an empty bottle of wine
What
next to
happened,
him to really tie it together.
He's just been hammered, killing people this whole time.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm doing though.
Alright.
It's so funny.
Used for framing. I'll put that in the loot sheet.
Cool.
Okay, so you framed this guy for murder of a djinn and
Wait, hold on,
breaking
which
and
guy?
entering.
Which guy?
I'll also drag his body out to the room.
That's this
okay.
guy.
Over to here, like to next to
Yeah.
where those guys are. I guess then we have to like kill these guys with the
What
morning stars, right?
what if we use the dark elf?
No. The Morning Stars. We just need them covered in gin blood. The Morning Stars are what he used to kill the gin. That's all we need.
Okay, I'll drag his body out to here, and then he killed
We
the
don't
djinn.
need to senselessly murder the guards.
The story is that they knocked him out, but he knocked them out too.
Boom.
So as you're pulling him, Kashak, you just feel this like, and you see the head kind of like roll up a little bit, and then you just immediately crack him on the side of the head.
I take the butt of the morning star he's holding and conk him on the head with it.
And you give a third person permanent brain injury
Yeah.
for the day.
Officially non-lethal damage.
It is officially non-lethal, but it is very damaging.
Pull that up,
That's gonna go in the report.
It's very damaging.
So we go upstairs, and I imagine we just like get the hell out of here. Like just
Yeah.
go.
Well, we gotta get past.
You make your way back.
Do we? Like, past what?
We're
You
Where
make
is
your way
that?
back upstairs, and find that
me and Oski goes.
Oski and Bastro, you finish putting the place back together as Gage gets up on stage.
Ha!
A gauge on a stage.
Gage on the stage.
You've heard of Elf on the Shelf?
Engaging the audience.
Oh my god.
Getting engaged.
This is like a bad Bare Naked Ladies song.
You're interested in our partners.
You hear that a similar spell has been cast on him as his voice echoes out over the room
For 1,200 miles.
for a full mile because he can afford to buy it upcast to 7th level. He says, "Patrons, friends, guests, thank you so much for joining us. We will now be announcing the results of the Gossamer auction. Please gather around." And he waits for people to.
While this guy is looking up, I'm gonna sneak and crawl and slide over this corner
Yeah,
behind him.
Kashak and Twinkletoes, go ahead and roll me stealth again as you're trying to get out.
34.
Oh, wow.
Spooky.
Crazy.
Automatic crit successes.
So you're both out without having been seen. Gage waits a few moments for people to kind of begin crowding in.
Oski, are you still big?
No, I'm not. But that's
And
okay. In my heart, I am.
Gage then gets a piece of paper from one of the guards in the audience, an envelope that he opens up, very Oscars style, where he, a lot of pomp and circumstances. He unfolds this list. Our first item for today's auction: the wonderful painting of the Rusty Dragon provided by the Jade Empress herself, goes to, and he
Eric Ganesh?
is about to read a name when a crossbow bolt comes out from behind the curtain
Oh my god.
and slams into the back of his shoulder. And that's where we're gonna end it for tonight.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
Yo,
This guy cannot
No.
catch a break.
What?
It's the worst party he's ever been to.
Assassination attempt on him tonight.
Definitely the worst party he's ever hosted. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you later.